All right, here in round one, we have the choice. Oop, I already got the graveyard out. I'll play first. And yeah, we're going to keep this. Got all our... This is actually a good hand. So we get to open with the student into the Wind Scout, or Soul Summons maybe if we want to attack. Maybe we open with the... Well, the nice thing about Soul Summons is it gets both our prowess. So I do think we're going to do the student Wind Scout Soul Summons play. Maybe if I'm hard up for red mana, I should morph the Rattleclaw Mystic? I don't know. I don't know. Well, looks like probably not going to be hard up for red mana. Ooh, Frostwalker. All right. Let's see here. Well, let's just drop a Wind Scout and then pass. Rather trade a student for a Frostwalker than a Wind Scout. Is he going to Dragon Grip it? I guess that doesn't work. I hope he does Dragon Grip it. Well, let's play this guy, and I think we'll just morph out a Mystic, and then I'll swing with a Wind Scout and pass. So my opponent could have a good Barrage of Boulders deck for sure. He could just be setting up for Barrage of Boulders. I feel like that's actually really likely because he's just not attacking. So let's play a land. Let's unmorph the Mystic because I want to use a lot of mana here. So this gives us, we've got 7 mana we can use this turn. Seven mana. Sky Captain plus Soul Summons. Maybe we do... Oh. Why did I tap a white mana? That was silly of me. Well, let's just play the Sky Captain and get in with the Wind Scout then, I guess. The reason I'm not playing the Battle Priest is I'd rather have a good defensive guy in Sky Captain. Could actually swing with Mystic here too. Mostly because I don't need the mana anymore. Alright, I'm swinging with Mystic too. He likely does not have a good block, and I don't want him to... Basically, I'm trying to beat a Barrage of Boulders. It just seems very likely he has a Barrage of Boulders, so... Trying my best to... Because I'm certainly not playing around it by having 2 X1s out there, admittedly. I shouldn't have flipped up the Rattleclaw Mystic. It didn't even do anything for me. Alright, well, actually, I don't mind that so much. So now if he barrages, I have to take 11 at least. Which is quite a bit, actually. Oof. So now we take 15. That's going to be tough. Alright, so let's swing with... Yeah, I feel like we're just setting up to lose to a... Let me manifest first and see what I get. Because I'm curious. Well, should manifest first anyway. Pump my guys. Land. Okay. Let's get in with these 2, I guess. I'd like to get in for 7, though, because it puts my opponent at 50%. I'm going to do this instead. I'm getting in with these 3. I want to get my opponent down to 7. It just feels so likely that my opponent has... It really does feel super likely that my opponent's got Barrage of Boulders, so I'm just in a really pretty desperate racing situation, actually. because he's like just a couple turns away from going to town on me. If he has Will of the Noggin now, tapping these two to force me to block with Battle Priest, that's not that bad. Vault Breaker, okay, well, he's not casting Barrage Boulders, so I guess that's good news. He's only getting in with that, so I think we're dead next turn to... Basically, I have to threaten lethal. Spell there would have been nice, but that's okay. I think we just swing with everything because we are dead to Barrage, and I just don't want to worry about that. So let's at least force some blocks on him. Because, like I said, we are absolutely dead to Barrage of Boulders. So I think my best move is to threaten lethal, which means I really wish I'd drawn a spell there, but more importantly, so if I swing with this, unfortunately you can block Vault Breaker on Student, so I guess I'm not swinging with Student. But if I swing with everything else, he does have to make some blocks, and he is going to lose some things. So let's swing with everything but the Student, force some blocks. It's got to be 2 blocks too. So he has to make 2 blocks here. I know you think I might be foolish for swinging with Battle Priest, but I don't think you realize how vulnerable to a Barrage of Boulders I am in this situation. Definitely blocking as much as we can. Does seem strange that he blocked with the Frostwalkers rather than the Bloodfire Expert, but I guess they're going to be dealing the same damage off of Barrage, and this is more vulnerable. I passed those 2 Frostwalkers too. I could have had them. I actually think they're pretty good. Alright, so doing some drawing and discarding. I think we're just going to chump with our Sage to get a card draw here. Alright, so we'll just swing with Team, see if he's got something. Not have to show him Pyrotechnics would be nice. Alright, so we got game 1, playing against Blue-Red. I still do presume we're playing against a Barrage of Boulders deck. Whether or not it's true remains to be seen, but it just seems like a likely candidate. Just based on the sheer quantity of 4-power guys we saw and his hesitancy to swing in. Usually that kind of hesitance, especially with stuff as vulnerable as those Frostwalkers, would be indicative of, to me, of a impending Barrage of Boulders. Do I want to bring in a cancel for it? Not especially. Don't really want to bring in anything, I don't think. I could bring in cancel for like a Defiant Strike, but I think we're just going to try this again. Well, keeping this hand pretty good, actually. All right. Well, Horde Chief's pretty good. So let's see if he's got the turn 2 Frostwalker. If he does, I guess I do the... I don't know. Do I still do Light Form? Maybe I draw a Mountain in Crater's Closet. That'd be nice. All right, he did have the Frostwalker, which is a problem. Hopefully draw one of our 2-drops. Oh, we did draw a 2-drop, but not quite the one I'm looking for. So we got to take some damage here. I likely trade with the Horde Chief, I guess. Can't really afford to take more than 4 damage. I don't want to take 8 from one of those. Wish I could target it with something, but well, I got that's pretty nice actually. So could Crater's Claws it, which is an option. I guess at this point I don't need the Mystic anymore, so maybe I just play Mystic as a blocker for Frostwalker. Alright. I kind of like attempting to get the full value on Horde Chief at some point in time. Alright, he had Crippling Chill, so he's getting in for just a ton of tempo damage here. So our opponent's deck is pretty good, actually. Maybe I should have just Crater's Claws the Frostwalker while I had the chance. I just can't really afford to get tempoed out this hard. And it does seem likely that that's going to continue to happen. So maybe the safest play is just Crater's Claws the Frostwalker, get it off the board, minimize damage. It's already done 8 to me, which is exactly what I didn't want it to do. So just to avoid future Crippling Chills, Force Aways, tempo plays, let's just get that Frostwalker off the board. Does allow him to continue to loot, which is certainly going to be problematic, but a lot less problematic than taking 12 damage from one card. So as much as I would love to put out the Sky Captain here, it does seem pretty exceptionally dangerous, especially if our opponent just looted. More chance to... I wish I had a 2-drop I could do too. Can I do anything next turn for 5 mana? I guess that's a question. No. Alright. Wish I could double target something. Well, actually, flip up that, and then I have access to just 5 mana. 5 mana is... Actually, we have a good play here. We're going to Crater's Claws for 0, kill a Frostwalker, and then we get to play Light Form, which is pretty nice, actually. Well, not exactly the card I wanted to manifest, but that's all right. And yes, he can get in with his Elder. It's fine. As long as we're gaining life, we're okay. He's at Pyrotechnics mana now, though, which could be a problem. Singing Bellstrike on that. All right. You got it. 3 cards left. We're going to at least be able to attack, I presume. He is looting more, which is a problem, but opponent got a good tempo start on us. Why is it doing this ugly thing over here? I don't like that. Discarding a land. And he's got a follow-up morph, but that's all right. So options at this point. We can unmorph Mystic. Then we have access to 6 mana, which is still not enough to do everything I want. We have 7 mana technically, but playing Horde Chief for no... Well, maybe I just basically don't get a 1/1, but I get a Sky Captain and a Horde Chief. It's probably fine. Sky Captain blocks very well, so seems fine. All right. Let's unmorph. Could just wait on it, but I don't mind just getting a 2/3 out at the moment. Yeesh. All right, well, we can start gaining some life from our manifest, which should at least mitigate some of that damage, but... All right. So now I have access to... Pretty much just got to do this. and start gaining some life back. Wish I could play that Battle Priest, but kind of in a race here. Tempoed me out, unfortunately, pretty well with that Frostwalker. Alright, that's an unfortunate way to lose, but opponent had a pretty dope hand, so more power to him. I guess because he's got multiple stupid Frostwalkers, bring in a Skullkeeper, cut a Defiant Strike. Just more early defense. Probably should have done that last game, but whatever. Opponent's got a pretty solid deck. He tempoed us out in pretty expert form there. No problems. Never even had to take it to top deck mode. He just successfully beat us down with that 4-1 pretty good. So maybe I undervalued that guy. I probably did. I can't even remember what I took over it now. I took a light form over it, which is probably correct. And I took a monastery. No, that can't be right. I forget what I took over the second one, but we'll figure it out someday. Let's go into game 3 here. Play first. And we've got all of our colors. Yeah, this is fine. Once again, kind of wish I had a 3-drop, but, or a 2-drop rather, but that's all right. Well, Sage of the Inward Eye is yet another good way to gain some life. So, if he plays Frostwalker turn 2, I start with the Wind Scout. All right, no Frostwalkers. Pretty good news for us. Well, Siege seems good here, but I'd rather get Light Form online, especially since we haven't seen removal from him yet. So potentially could flip this for card draw if he doesn't have removal for it immediately. He does not. Kind of tempted to play Battle Priest here. That would let me do Outlast plus Wind Scout, or potentially Outlast plus Sky Captain next turn if I draw a land, or maybe I'd just rather do the Sage. Not sure. Alternatively, I can swing into his Wind Scout and flip up, but I lose a life gain, but draw a card and trade. I don't like that as much. Let's just swing in. And follow up with a Battle Priest. I think getting Battle Priest online here is good. Alright, Vault Breaker, no dash, which is also fine. Pyrotechnic's is a good draw. Let's Outlast plus Wind Scout and pass. Offer the trade with the Vault Breaker, or he can, whatever, Crippling Chill or Wind Scout, which I don't mind since I have a Battle Priest. He still has to deal with our Battle Priest, which is nice. He did deal with our Battle Priest, so he had to bust his Master of the Way, but he still gets the cantrip off that, which is pretty remarkably good. Skullkeeper, no, I think we just get in with Wind Scout and then drop the Sky Captain. So if he's got Crippling Chill now, he can play it on that. I do want to play the Monastery Siege, but I'm not getting great opportunity to do it yet since I want to play things. Goreswine, so he's just building up the board. One more mana, we got a sick Pyrotechnics. Very much like to cast Pyrotechnics, if at all possible. think I'm just going to play Siege and pass. I'm digging for land, so kind of want that land draw. I could hit for 3, but then if he has an answer to Sky Captain, I'm in rough shape, so let's play the more defensive angle here. Could get barrage boulders, but I don't have a ton of luxuries on that front. Oh my god. The sheer quantity of value I want to get right now is just staggering. Let's discard Skullkeeper because it's the weakest. Play land and Pyrotechnics for all of value you could possibly imagine. So kill this guy, kill the morph. Leave him with a vault. I could kill the Vault Breaker, but I don't know what the morph is, so I kind of want to kill it. And it was a Canyon Lurker, so not a bad one. All right, let's hit with the Wind Scout here. Although 2 cards in my opponent's hand, I think we're going to play it defensive one more turn. The main reason to not swing there is we just gained so much value that why would I want to set myself in a position where he can like crippling chill lock down my dude or something like that. All right, so now I guess I'm going to lose out on some value. He did barrage boulders, which, by the way, would have probably killed us. So I kind of wish I had attacked now, but this is game 3, and that's the first barrage of boulders he's played, which in itself is pretty surprising. I think we just go Warden for Pyrotechnics. He's got Shu Yunju. All right, our opponent's deck is pretty awesome. Let's ditch one of our lands, I guess. Let's ditch the, well, we only have 1 blue at the moment. Do we have double blue in the deck? We do not. Oh, we have Will the Naga. All right. Well, they're both blue, so let's ditch the white one, I guess. Let's play the Cliffs. Let's play... Could play Sage of the Inward Eye, but I think I'm actually just going to play Warden. Getting back Pyrotechnics for all sorts of good removal value and stay back once again. So I think I'm just going to block. He could give this double strike, but I'm just going to block the Vault Breaker. I want to bolster on my Warden. And plays around prowess better, I think. All right. So let's discard land here. How much? What have I actually? I'm at 6, 7. I see. I still want the right into being, I think. Yeah. So we'll swing with our Warden. And then we'll play Student plus... Well, let's play right into being first, I guess. See what creature... Oh. Those are both 2 really good cards. So... Which one do I want to manifest? Which one do I want to put on top? Well, Will of the Naga seems like a pretty good one. I can play for 2 mana. Crater's Claws, I can potentially nuke him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7. I can nuke him for 7. Both of these spells are phenomenally good, by the way. So it's actually tough. I feel like his only means of winning currently are, well, through his creatures, obviously. But what does that tell me? What would I rather? What would I rather do? Guess I do Will of the Naga and put Claws on top. I don't know why that necessarily feels more right. By the way, if you're wondering why I didn't Pyrotechnics his guys, it's because he had 2 cards in hand, and it's just such a blowout if I split it up and he prowesses his way back up. This way, I feel like he has to use his spells. Yeah, we can ditch the land. All right, now we'll go for the Pyrotechnics, so we'll go... I think we'll go 3 on Shu Yun and 1 on the Bloodfire Expert. That way, if he has a prowess effect, I can mitigate. I can at least kill the Shu Yun. Alright, he didn't play a spell, so I assume he didn't have one. Get in with these 2. Alright, so we've got lethal next turn with Crater's Claws. Alright. Looking for a final loot, but I can't imagine him coming back at this point. Opponent had a really good deck, by the way. So I'm pretty happy we're getting the victory here. And I would be lying if I said it wasn't due to our awesome rares coming together there. So opponent destroyed us game 2 pretty good. Frostwalker played very well for him, and I do actually think this is a pretty awesome card. Constructed playable, anybody? 2 mana, 4/1. It's pretty unheard of, especially in blue. What was I getting at? Oh, our rares came together really nicely there, yeah. So yes, I'm glad we got the victory there. It was a hard-fought victory. Like I said, our opponent had a very good deck. He destroyed us pretty easily game 2, so he had an excellent Barrage of Boulders deck, in my opinion. I think LSV would have been proud of my opponent's deck. All right, let's go to round 2.